And smoke's going to be used here by Parivision. As we take a look at the facets, it will be Alpha Wolves there for the Lycan. Overprotective Wisps for the Enchantress, so not the Spellbound one. Anything really standing out at you here?
No, pretty standard stuff coming out from every single hero. Kraken Swell, which means that you are going to get that permanent damage block when getting a kill with Kraken Shell. Alpha Wolves are the big ones. We talked about it, and you can already see Satanic going for the same item build that he's been doing in pubs, going for Power Treads and then picking up Hand of Midas. He wants to have that XP. Talent are really good on Lycan. Most of the time you will go for the two right talents, and then I see a bit of a switcheroo, so you're getting that Howl armor reduction. The big one is level 15 as well, 350 HP on the Wolves.
That one always
makes them
makes me chuckle. It really does. It really makes them kind of insane. And actually, speaking of wolves being unkillable, one was killed by the Eidolons early on there by Insania. See how Nisha does this time around. I just don't think it's another game where you are really allowed to... Okay, that was some long melee range there from Nisha. But I was going to say, I don't think you're really in a game where you can kind of find yourself sacking Nisha's lane again. Because last game, they sacked it pretty hard, and he was never able to find a way back in.
I think it's different when you're playing Earthshaker, because Earth Spirit... the courier dead. Boxy is going to kill Satanic here. Satanic will deny his own wolf. There's going to be a lot of summons in this bottom lane. Ducalis can take over the creeps.
Boars this game.
Yep. Eidolons as well.
Pretty intense amount of summons here, and we'll see how the lane goes for Satanic on the Lycan. Lycan, I just remember the days of Sylar playing this Lycan. 9 class. Just getting body blocked a little bit by Mickey, who played the Phantom Assassin the previous game. 9 class was such a nuisance on this Clockwork previously. So he'll get a couple of CS there.
The reason why Luna is not as popular anymore, because this hero during TI was one of the better carries that we've seen, especially when paired up with something like Train Protector or Clockwork, a killer lane, very difficult to kill, is the changes to level 20 talent. Those 2 Moon Glaives fired on Lucent Beam have been replaced by 110 Lucent Beam damage.
Big changes. See if the Luna is effective in this one. So far, though, pretty quiet. Definitely way quieter than game number 1, where no one had a double kill to start the game off.
Yeah, it's going to be a slower game. Seeing what Parivision drafted for themselves, this is a lineup that needs a little bit more time. Dragon Knight wants to pick up his Blink Dagger. Tidehunter, some Vlads into pipe build, I believe, it's going to be this game because there's so much magic damage. A lot of the times you would see Mage Slayer, but this time around, I think he needs to protect his own team, so we'll go for the pipe, but I also like the Vlads. 9 class. Also, we're not going to be seeing that super aggressiveness that we've seen in game number 1 because he's paired up with Tidehunter, which also means that there's not going to be that much of a kill threat. And there are summons as well from Insania, so that damage from Battery will be shared between all of them. Got him.
Mickey's Courier tried to go back, but that was the misstep that caused it to die to 9 class, who's continuing to be a nuisance with these creeps. He's got himself 5 CS already. Tide's got 10, but you could see Mickey doing it way better and way more comfortable in this lane. Like you said, it's not really the killer lane that it was previously for 9 class with the Phoenix of DM. But he'll have the Tide, and we'll see how DM does with this Tidehunter, already level 3. You said the Luna's the pretty big counter here, especially when they focus more
not if
on
the lane is like this.
Lucent
We're talking about, you know, not having pool open, not pulling the creeps so that he can get the farm, and now he's playing into like 5 Enigma, which doesn't put any pressure whatsoever on Tide, so he's going to be completely fine getting to that level 3, 2 points in Kraken Shell, basically not receiving damage from anything other than Lucent Beam.
Yeah, so should be able to stay safe in this lane. It makes me wonder if they're going to send the Clockwork to play aggressive elsewhere.
And look what Ducali's got. Ogre, Vampire Mage, who just died, but that extra shield makes a lot of difference. You can't really initiate, so yeah. First blood, probably going to be around like 5-6 minutes. More likely at around 6 minutes when they group up around the mid lane, both supports, to try to secure the 6-minute rune. I don't see Luna dying. Never mind. Never mind.
Bo3 getting first blood, even with the extra armor onto Ducalis.
I mean, Ducalis just straight up died. He could have lived. He had 10 magic wand charges, and he had Lotus. So, a bit of a misplay from here.
Yeah, definitely could survive. Maybe saving it for a little bit later.
No.
Well,
you did not want to give away first blood.
Yeah, not really the exact response that you want. They do have Batrider coming through towards mid, but not the easiest hero to kill. Looking for a high five. This is leaving the Beastmaster alone. Getting just some solo farm there, which is something that maybe I assume they'll do with the Tidehunter. Flame Break, 5 stacks of Sticky Napalm. Finally, a TP comes out. They think about turning this back around as Ducalis comes in. But both supports rotating over, and now they find Nisha. They'll go to the Enchant. They'll slow him up. They've got the Whirlwind to pull him back in. And now they've got Nisha dead to rights. That's a great move there by the Enchantress. Using that Hurricane, I believe it's called, to pull him back and get him into the cops.
Yeah, nicely done. Saberlight's putting a lot of pressure into this bottom lane. Does have Catapult to work with. Satanic dropping fairly low. When Batrider shows in the bot lane, there is a possibility for them to maybe grab a kill on him. Bo3, again, trying to go for the stack, but Ducalis already, he knows, and he wants to secure that 6-minute rune. Nobody from Team Liquid did go for that 6-minute rune, even though they have Earthshaker.
Solo lane right now for Satanic. He's happy to have the experience. He's dealing with the fact that he's quite low health, and you can see that Saberlight is 40 and 11 already. Satanic not too far behind. He's just trying to keep up at the moment and find himself getting to level 11. We've talked about how strong of a point that is for the Lycan. What's the biggest differences here for offlane and safe lane Lycan?
We see most of the time from offlane Lycan going for Helm of the Dominator / Overlord, and then you try to maybe pick up the shard so that you can always push out the wave, get that extra gold. But yeah, then you start to itemize as well for the same thing. Sometimes we see like some drums, etc. But yeah, you want to get some of the big items. Even go back for the Echo Saber, Insania.
Both supports TPing in. Actually, it's not both supports. It's the Dragon Knight coming in. Okay. Well, Wisdom Rune and a kill.
Look at where lane is. He did push the lane in the mid lane, so that also means that he doesn't care too much about losing any of the XP and can easily go back to the mid lane, so nothing of value has been lost for no one.
You can see the farm really coming in for Saberlight, and he's got that Axe queued up. The timing about 13 minutes when you're looking to get that Axe first item for the Beastmaster. Flame Break goes into the ult, but there's the Primal Roar. He is running now and gets far enough away with some speed. He's still burning a little bit, but eventually will send those wolves the other direction. Bo3 not working with a lot of health here, but pops that salve. Saberlight already used the Primal Roar. They've got the vision with the wolves coming over and checking in on him, but Bo3 might even look to turn this around onto Satanic, who shows up again.
9 class is backstabbing.
Ducalis, he's in some trouble, but 9 class comes over. Battery Assault as well as the Cogs with the wolves. They should be able to get a kill here, and will on a Bo3. They still can't kill Ducalis, who's got that heal. And that is a good job there by Parivision, bringing both these supports over bottom, especially when you know you can leave this Tide alone. Satanic really playing with fire there. He was quite low during that entire exchange, and even looked to come back over at some point.
They'd survive, that's what matters.
Yep.
Insania. These guys, they love Jungle Enigma, don't they? Just from a different position right now. Level 4.5, 9 class. Still trying to find something in the bottom lane. That extra slow, it's not gonna be enough.
This clockwork, and you see it all the time, the boots windlace to start. Just so fast. 405 movement speed. Dead Courier for Saberline. There's that Midas recipe for the Lycan. They're going to see that these stacks are here, and eventually you got to think about, well, what can you do to try and steal these? Maybe bring 4 heroes over, or both supports and the DK. Or maybe the tide shifts over, you throw a Ravage, then he's in the area, you go for those stacks.
We're going to see a lot of split pushing, a lot of ghost pushing.